Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So now I've just watched the film, the M. Night Shyamalan film, Signs. Now, I really like this movie. This one's fucking creepy. This is a spooky movie. I always thought this one was spooky. Everything about it, I like how you don't see much of anything. All of the scares are just these subtle little glimpses in the background and these subtle noises, and the music, the score by James Newton Howard is very eerie, also very chilling too. And yeah, it's really a clever alien invasion movie. I mean, it's an alien invasion movie, but you almost are kind of reluctant um, to call it that. Like this to me reminds me of like an episode of the old Twilight Zone with Rod Sterling or something, or it almost is similar in a different kind of way to American Werewolf in London, in the sense of the eeriness of it and the scares, even though it's a completely different kind of movie. That just the eeriness of it is very similar, and in just the approach that it takes on, the whole alien invasion stuff and extraterrestrial life and all of that. It it uh, it reminds me of, like, yeah, just like all that kind of old school stuff that's really eerie, really creepy, like almost like an old episode of Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack, like, or those old documentaries about aliens and whatever, any kind of creepy stuff like that. And they did a good job on the lore. There's all kinds of different interpretations you can make about this film, and it's centered mainly around, like a scientific based alien invasion, but there's a heavy religious subtext in this too. There's spiritual ways to interpret the meaning of this film. Yeah, it really, this is one, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend um, watching it. It's much worth it. And I couldn't believe how, like, I mean, I've seen the movie before, but again, not in a while. I just rewatched it for the first time in a while now. And yeah, I couldn't believe how spooked out I was watching it, rewatching it again, like I'd forgotten. It's one of the scarier ones out there, actually. I found this really just to be a very spooky movie. And it covers some heavy material too. It's not just like fun, spooky. Like, it covers some heavy, disturbing material, and breaks some pretty heavy emotional ground as well. Pretty much, I like everything about this movie. Like, I was enthralled watching it the whole way through. I couldn't stop watching it. Couldn't take my eyes off of what was going on, and yeah, was very creeped out. And the only thing I can really say too negative about the movie, actually, is the ending, the ending reveal. I almost don't think that the movie benefited from having an ending reveal with the aliens. I actually think it would have been better, if even if you wanted to get more of a glimpse further than what you've seen earlier in the movie. I still think it could have been done a little bit more subtle than they did. I don't. I mean, it still looked good, but I think it kind of diminished the fear that was brought on earlier on in the movie, with the ending reveal, and also the twist in the movie to do with Mel Gibson's character's wife, who has passed away, and linking that into the ending it's clever, it's interesting, and it works. Like, I won't say it doesn't work, but I will say that it is a little strange. It's kind of an odd choice to have made, and it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I don't really say anything too bad about it, but it's kind of shoddy, I guess you could say. Um, um, oh, and another thing, and I mean, this movie has fairly mixed reviews. It's kind of a cult classic in a way now. It definitely has a family of very loyal fans and people that very much respect this film, but it's also got a lot of people that don't like the film very much so at all. So it's got fairly mixed reviews, but some of the reviews I have seen of it before in the past, a lot of people, one of the things that they nitpick about it is that the characters seem strange. Like everybody, like everybody seems out of it. Like it just seems like this, like the strangest gathering of people you could imagine. So it's not very realistic, is what a lot of these other critics say. But I personally, in my personal opinion, disagree, because I picked up on something from the very beginning. I mean, this also links into the twist at the end, because it even goes before the beginning, the opening scene of the movie that we see. It even is hinted at as happening before that. But even from the time that the movie starts, the movie starts with everybody wakes up in the middle of the night. It's pretty much like early morning, but like last little bit of night before first light comes. And this is when they first discover, the crop circles, and this is the very beginning of the strange stuff that's going to be going on throughout the rest of the movie. But everybody in the house wakes up differently, like as if they don't really remember or know why, but it's almost as if they've woken up out of some sort of nightmare, woken up out of some sort of dream. It very subtly hints at that something odd occurred in the night while they were asleep, and it affected them some way, and they have no idea how. But they've just woken up abruptly, and everything is just looking a little stranger as they wake up. So I think that's the reason why M. Night Shyamalan chose character to develop characters like that, because I think it's like that Twilight Zone kind of feeling. Like nothing's normal. Like it might be somewhat normal, but there's always there's just something off about it. Like the people are weird. Something's going on here, and I think that's a deliberate attempt to just add extra tension and extra fear and just extra eeriness, I should say, about what is going on. Like this, something obviously happened in the middle of the night, ghostly or paranormal or extraterrestrial, that is causing some sort of subconscious uneasiness amongst the people. So I actually praise the movie for what a lot of the people that don't like the movie that much say about it. I will say I really enjoyed this movie, and it's one that actually, like, it creeps me out. Like, it'll be, like it, when I'm in dark places now, it's gonna pop back into my mind again. So again, I have no problem giving this one an A+. I'm definitely on the side of of being a huge fan of Signs. So I do give it an A+. And as for the cheese grating, I don't know, it's a tricky one for this one. I mean, there's undeniably a couple of scenes that are a little cheesy. Not much, though. I think everything is done really well, but there's a couple of scenes, I guess, or, well, I wouldn't even say scenes that you can detect, but just a couple of moments that have some cheese in there. So I'm trying to think what kind of cheese would work for Signs. I'm gonna go with another mystery cheese. I'm just gonna say it's one that you can't quite detect. I had to think about it. You can't quite. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite think of it. It's, if you imagine like the farmhouse they're in, like their food storage area. It's kind of jam packed with all kinds of random stuff because they kind of live out in the boonies, so on their farm, so they just they're stocked up on some stuff. So I'd say it's just kind of a mystery cheese. Like if you're reaching through that pantry area or you're reaching through that food storage, you don't know exactly what it is, but you just see, oh, cheese, that seems like an alright snack, I'm gonna grab that. So there's definitely a little bit of cheese, but you don't quite know what it is. And it's definitely good and worth the watch, and the good in it definitely far outweighs the bad, at least in my opinion anyway. So yeah, that's my review for Signs, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please come back for more.